Surprise! The mustache and the little goatee here, I think that's what it's called in a way, is now gone. So, before we get to these videos, these list of videos that you're going to be seeing this type of video recording of it from the intro of it, because I've been hit with copyright claims. Now, what I'm about to do here is, before you get to these videos, where it pertains to the Super Bowl 55, the 63rd Annual Grammy Award Show, and the Weeknd's halftime performance show, where it pertains to how it's going to be played out, with separate, different videos of it. So what I'm going to do is, remove the playlist from the full video of it, which is about almost an hour, and just have that just be a regular video if you could clip on. But then again, I don't know if it's going to appear or not, because copyright claims, obviously. But we'll see how that plays out once it comes out. But in the meantime, I'm going to find out, pertains to this whole experiment, how it's going to play out with these 3 different videos that I'm going to be doing. Again, it's going to be about the Grammys, it's going to be about the Super Bowl, and it's going to be about the Weeknd's halftime show. So we'll see how that plays out. So, with that being said, please enjoy those videos. Here's my review of the Weeknd's Pepsi Halftime Super Bowl performance, which you can find that on just a regular video, or represents to watching it on the playlist of the Super Bowl reviews. So then we begin with the Super Bowl halftime show, starring The Weeknd, sponsored by Pepsi. And the introduction was basically all the lights turning on. You see basically nothing but Las Vegas vibes with it, along with the Pepsi logo. Welcome, and all that. Basically, that's the thing that we've seen a lot in Las Vegas. Even if you've been there, or even if you've seen it on TV. Also, you see The Weeknd coming out of his car. Basically, he starts off in his car, coming out. He's wearing his usual outfit, the one I'm wearing right now. Sunglasses, with the suit tie. And what pertains to the red blazer jacket, by the way, it was not an ordinary red blazer jacket. Red blazer. It was filled with rubies, which weighed 40 pounds. So basically, performing in it, carrying the performance, obviously with the rest of the performance too, which we'll get to when we get to it, where it pertains to, carrying this whole performance on his back, 40 pounds. And you gotta imagine how hard that was for The Weeknd to perform that way, and kudos to him for that. So he comes out, he sits, he's walking, he sits on the edge of the stadium. All of a sudden, the introduction starts singing. It was the chorus singing, "Call out my name," and we see him being lowered down. He's in a white robe. He's going down to the rest of the chorus, all also in white robes, and they're in the city. Basically, that's how it looked like. It's like a city, the position they were all in. As we get ready to start the center stage for The Weeknd, so he finally shows up on stage as they do numbers of Starboy. Before I get to that performance of Starboy, just want to say it pertains to the whole "Call Out My Name" introduction they did there. They showed the way it was shot, the Raymond James Stadium, which was brilliant the way that it was shot too. with the chorus coming down and everything. It was awesome, and it also showed where where the Weeknd was. So obviously he was right on top of the stadium. It was amazing. The Weeknd will do those type of things. If he didn't see the VMA performance that he did back in 2020, on the rooftop, yeah, he'll take that type of risk to perform and entertain all of us. So then, don't get the Starboy. He's performing, and basically, he's doing his dance moves and all that, like Michael Jackson. Already, getting some Michael Jackson vibes there, and he's doing his thing, and you got the chorus singing, and doing that thing, and the Weeknd is doing his thing. So he's doing a little bit of highness tune up, and he was really nailing it, because he's a motherfucking star boy. I mean, look what you done, Grammys. I'm a motherfucking star boy. And I should point out too, before I move on, the fireworks already fireworks are showing up. It's been done over 10 times worth of Weeknd's performances, again from the VMAs, and then those from the AMAs, American Music Awards. So Weeknd was pulling it all out in there. And we'll get to more change to this whole performances too. A little tiny details of it, or a chance to it. But nevertheless, we move on to the next performance. Okay, so this is the part where I started noticing that when the chorus was was on the separate sides of the stage, while the Weeknd is in the center and all that. All of a sudden the lights start lighting up, because this is the introduction for The Hills. That's the next song, and it's lighting up, and that's when I realized, so they're basically like in the city. So that was cool. And then the Weeknd, has his mic stand, and he's singing. And basically, what I got from that was, that's basically the same way, or change to the mic stand, or him singing, to the camera. It goes back to the "Can't Feel My Face" music video. That's how the Weeknd, started that the music video. Can't feel my face, because of the mic stand, and he's singing to us, as he's looking at the camera. And a little minor note there, that's my first ever music video that I ever seen of the Weeknd, because of the song "Can't Feel My Face." So, actually, if you want to say my first ever time seeing him in the music video was with Ariana Grande of "Love Me Harder." But besides that, but that's basically just my notes that were changed to that whole thing. So that's the Weeknd's performing. You see the choreographers are dancing, putting their hands together like they're praying, and they're dancing at the same time, which is pretty cool. I enjoyed that part. And the Weeknd, is rocking the mic and everything, saying, "I only call you when it's half past 5, the only time that I'll be by your side." He's keep going and everything. And all of a sudden, he starts going into, to the entrance that he came out of, and he goes right in there, because he's going for the next performance, where he's in the room of maze of bright lights, mirrors. That's basically what it looked like while he's on the camera. That's basically it doesn't show him on the camera, but you could tell he was on the camera, based on how the position was and how it was done. And he's got the microphone and all that. I'm pretty sure you remember the memes, by the way, the memes and gifs about the Weeknd walking into a room where doing this. So he did that, and he starts singing, and I know she'll be the death of me, at least we'll both be numb. Basically, it's his next performance. Can't Feel My Face, which he was doing a good job with that one too. He just keeps singing. I see he's got the microphone and the camera, in his hand, and all of a sudden, and then he gets to that, to the part where he's singing. We both know we can't go without it. She told me you'll never be alone. And he starts backing up. Sorry about that. And then all of a sudden, the camera's back to the cameraman. And all of a sudden, out of different directions of different size of this mirror, a maze mirror that's light up and everything. A group of people in bandages, just look like the Weeknd, and they're obviously they're the performers, and they're all going crazy, going, and then cause they can't feel the face and everything. I can't feel my face when I'm with you, but I love it. but I love it. And they're all dancing and everything. So basically, what I got from there was I got some Lady Gaga vibes because of that. And probably because of the bandages, you're probably wondering what's for the bandages. If you've been paying attention, it's based on the music video of The Weeknd called "Too Late," where it tends to these two women got plastic surgeries done, which is why they had the bandages, and where it tends to the bandages and all, was decided with The Weeknd wearing bandages. Well, The Weeknd was wearing bandages back at the American Music Awards, the AMAs, as he was performing the songs "In Your Eyes" and "Secret Tears," and that's basically what it was. And yeah, that was pretty cool. Seeing all that, that the performers are all in bandages because they're all obviously they have plastic surgery, or either that or they got their faces beaten up badly. This in The Weeknd's way, his face was beaten up badly because he was getting beaten up back in the music videos of Blinding Lights. So. But it was good though. I was seeing all that. And again, and reason why I give me Lady Gaga vibes because this is the type of things I will see from Lady Gaga with her performance and on top of the from music video too. So since it's Too Late, obviously it gives me Lady Gaga vibes. And since The Weeknd, he does these type of things too. Before the Too Late music video, since him bleeding and all that, and some other things that are happening, some weird stuff happening, reminds me of Lady Gaga too. The Lady Gaga is like that. So in a way, the Weeknd is basically the male Lady Gaga, or in this case, he's the gentleman Gaga. Yeah, and that was funny. But at the same time, it also gave me some Michael Jackson vibes too. Once again, more Michael Jackson vibes because The Weeknd, I'm pretty sure y'all actually know this. The Weeknd is Michael Jackson's biggest influence, besides Prince and besides Whitney Houston. So. And after The Weeknd, and he's performing with all these bandages performers, all of a sudden, he was gone. Like, where is he? Well, I'll tell you where he went. So, after we still seeing these bandages people, going crazy in the room, all of a sudden, we go to another performance by The Weeknd. As we hear audio of Daft Punk, everything, you think to yourself, oh, are they there? Unfortunately, it wasn't. Due to the pandemic, I'll get to more of that detail later on, but obviously because of the pandemic, it was impossible to do it for Daft Punk. But I'll get to more details of that too. About not more details, but just tiny details of it. But that'll be saved for later. But The Weeknd, he's walking on he's on top of the other buildings by the way, where the choruses are at. The chorus, I meant to say, the chorus is alright. And, you hear that one. I feel it coming, babe. I feel it coming, babe. And then we can start singing. He starts singing his notes. His songs. You don't really have to. I can't remember how it goes again. I always listen to The Weeknd, so, I should know. But anyways, there are also the fireworks going off. Just a few, and then also, and The Weeknd is performing. Tell me what you really. Oh yeah, there we go. Tell me what you really like. Maybe I could take my time. And then you just keep singing. You've been scared of love and what it did to you. You don't have to run. I know what you would do. You actually know the rest of it. And then once he starts getting to that part, he's like, I feel it coming. As he's turning around, also we get more powers coming up, and then you also in your audio you hear Daft Punk. I feel it coming, baby. I feel it coming. And he's doing Michael Jackson dance. Once again giving me more Michael Jackson vibes, and it was pretty awesome that The Weeknd is nailing it, with his vocals and just nailing it with a couple of dance moves. He's not that much of a dancer. But it tends to do Michael Jackson dance moves, which is easy to do either way, just the way it's really presented. He's really doing it. He's doing a great job. All of a sudden, we move on to the next performance, "Save Your Tears," as we hear the bass player playing his bass and wearing the sparkly mask, the same sparkling mask. Maybe it's not the original. Maybe it is the original. Who knows? But either way, it was the same sparkling mask that was seen from the music video Save Your Tears, which is the next performance. Save your tears for another day. So, and we got fireworks going off too and everything, and you also have the performers in the city, in different outfit now, because at first they were wearing white robes. So you see them wearing suits, all black suits, and then dancing and everything as Weeknd singing, I don't know why I run away. I'll make you cry when I run away. This whole save your tears for another day. Yeah, pretty cool. Yeah, awesome performance too from there too. And the performance part, right? All the choruses. Speaking of the choruses too, by the way, the next performance we got to was Earned It, and how they started off with that intro, the violin. They all playing the violin, and wow, it basically went. It was awesome. So we get more of Michael Jackson vibes from the Weeknd. What things we're doing some dancing steps and all that, and what things do is his singing, right on cue and all that, and he was doing a very good job with it. He's already getting into the flow and all that. He's really getting into it. Now, at first he was like, it was a little rough at first, but then also he really started getting into it. He really started really turn up a notch, and he really started turning up a notch once we got to the finale of it, which we'll get to. So as he's singing, and you also have the choruses. They're also singing. So I love we call expected, but I hate when the moment expected. And we can start getting his version. I'ma care for you. I'ma care for you, yeah. And he's really getting to it by singing. 'Cause girl, you're perfect. You're always worth it, and you deserve it. The way you work it, yeah, I earned it. And he's really starting to get into it, with the song, as he's doing his stuff. And then he hits the high note, where since to really close up the song of Earned It, whoa, whoa, whoa. And he's like one more time and everything, and he's like, whoa, whoa, whoa. And the spotlight, by the way, the way the spotlight lighting off it, the way it was done, once again, giving me more Michael Jackson vibes. Also during Prince in it too, because that's this type of thing that's obviously what Prince does too. But that was awesome, just plain awesome vibes there, Michael Jackson and Prince. Then we get to the next performance, which was on the field, and the next performance was House of Balloons, Glass Table Girls. And what we saw on the field was the bandages, performers. The same ones from, I mean, not all of them were in that room, but, a few of them joined along on the field. And there you see about what? Oh my God, like, there had to be about 100 of them down there. And they were dancing and all that. And basically when I saw that, it gave me Michael Jackson vibes. Once again, Michael Jackson vibes. What kind of Michael Jackson vibes? It gave me Michael Jackson vibes of they don't care about us. Just the way they were doing the steps and everything. The choreographic steps and all that. It just reminds me of they don't care about us. And and they're all in their suits and everything, all bandaged up and all that, and they're doing the thing. And meanwhile, with the gloves, with a LED circle bright light, like lighting up the and like holy cow, like that was incredible. And they're doing this whole thing, like it was pretty amazing. Oh, and that whole thing reminds me of Mustafa Ali. If you remember, Mustafa Ali used to do that before, but now he's in Retribution. Well, speaking of wrestling, we're seeing to also vibes. Besides Michael Jackson vibes, we're seeing to the Red Blazer. That the Weeknd and the rest of the performers were doing that too. The red jacket also reminds me of Sting back in the 1980s when he was Joker Sting. Shout out to you, Rem. Anyways, I'm pretty sure he's watching. So. But anyways, so again, Michael Jackson vibes, for instance, they don't care about us. There's just reminiscences of it. and on top of that, with the bandages and everything, right back to Lady Gaga's vibes, the Gaga vibe. And all of a sudden, once they start doing the routines, all of a sudden they start marching, and that meant one thing: the Weeknd was coming, and he did. He was on stage too. I mean, on the field too. I meant to say. But after marching, they're doing this, and that we're just marching. The way it was done too, and the way they was doing the heads and like stepping their heads like this, and like that reminds me of The Lion King. If you remember the performance of Scar, Be Prepared, with the hyenas marching. Basically the hyenas come out of nowhere and they're marching, and then they're marching and doing this as they're marching. Like holy cow! And also, I'll throw in this one too. When it comes to the marching thing, reminds me of March of the Wooden Soldiers. That old school movie that I love watching as a kid. That's the type of vibe it got me too. So yeah, as this is going on, all of a sudden the Weeknd shows up and he's dancing, and singing, reference to the song of House of Balloons, and you get the performance, doing different type of dancing, reference to while they're still marching, doing this. Again, giving me more Michael Jackson vibes, and reference to everything that the Weeknd was doing, leading the charge in a way, gives me Thriller vibes of Michael Jackson. I'm like, oh my god. And then not just that, but I also feel, because the suits and all that gives me a vibe of Smooth Criminal and Dangerous. Also, the Weeknd starts popping up on the couch and everything, and he's popping himself up and all that, and he's still doing his own crazy dance, that he his crazy drunk dance that he did from the music video Blinding Lights, and then finally it leads to the next performance, which I mentioned Blinding Lights. But before he gets that one, he starts pulling his arms like this, and he's walking, doing this, with both arms stretched, out like Michael Jackson. More Michael Jackson vibes. And then we get to the final song of the night to close it up. One of the the top Billboard's 100, number 1. Blinding Lights. So as that plays, Blinding Lights, I start playing. These bandaged performers, these bandaged performers, they're all going crazy, dancing. And while that's going on, power is going off out of nowhere. And the Weeknd, he starts getting into it. I've been trying to call, and as the the performers they stop and they start doing this, and they start doing some dance routines and all that, and and also again the line of the glove, the LED circle light, and they start doing this, leaning sideways. Reminds me of when it comes to leaning position. Smooth Criminal, once again, give me more Michael Jackson vibes. When it comes to the way the dance is being presented and being choreographed. So. And again, you got more powers keep showing up while all this going on. Goes right back to the VMA performance and the AMA performance with all these powers for the Weeknd. And as he's singing, since the city's cold and empty, no one's around to judge me. I can see clearly when I'm gone. And I said, ooh, and as he's singing that part, you got the guys, the performances. Running around in circles, run around circles while while the Weeknd's in the middle, and you got the rest of the performers, are just standing, and and they move their arms and hands too, and as Weeknd's singing, ooh, I'm blinded by the lights, no, I can't sleep until I feel your touch, and then we get to the part where he's singing, and I say, ooh, and they start doing this, moving their arms like this, every performer, the bandages performers, and Weeknd, he's keep going, and we get to the him shouting out Tampa Bay, and the crowd's are going nuts, and the rest of the performers are doing their thing, they're doing their own thing, Weeknd keep playing high notes, baby. And more powers keep going off until the skull crusher finale to end it. Ooh, I'm blinded by the lights. No, I can't sleep until I feel your touch. As the camera was zooming into him, while the performers were just standing, and also it zooms into him, we don't see the performers because the camera is not showing them. They're zooming right into the Weeknd, and after he's done hitting that note, pulling his arm out, once again both arms stretched out, and as the zoom is zooming back, it's zooming out. All of a sudden, you see the performers all laying down. I'm like, wow, that right there gave me dangerous vibes. Represents to the dangerous performance that Mike Justin has done in his History World Tour, and represents to his Dangerous World Tour 2, represents to setting tours that they do, represents to the second leg or whatever. But the point is, that's the type of performance we see too, where it tends to the dangerous performance. Michael Jackson, where it tends to, and when he's done with singing the song, all of a sudden they all drop dead, and that's what happened right here when they ended. They all dropped dead. Every all those performers with bandages on, all dropped dead. As the Weeknd walks away, and the whole walking away thing reminds me of Smooth Criminal. Again, from the live performances of Michael Jackson's Smooth Criminal, when they all being shot at by machine guns, and they're all laying down dead, while Michael Jackson was unharmed, and he walks away. The body, and there's nothing but bodies there. That's the vibe I got from the Weeknd there. Awesome. So when it comes to the arms being stretched out, basically that's the question finality part, where that's how Mike Justin ends his performance, where it tends to him performing Man in the Mirror, because where it says Man in the Mirror, that's how I always see Mike Justin ends his performance, by stretching his arm out like so. So overall, the performance of the Weeknd, I'm very proud of him. He did a great job. Where it tends to get that spot where the NFL wanted the Weeknd to perform for the halftime show for Super Bowl 55. He should be honored. He should be privileged, which I know he is. For someone who spent $7 million for this performance itself, and on top of that, for what tends to his his After Hours album, what tends to during the whole thing where it's been out for a year now, before the pandemic got worse, and for everything that he did to keep his fans active and all that, and to keep them in good spirits during the lockdown from last year, with his music videos and all that, and everything he did pertains to everything he presented on YouTube, on his channel, on VO, whatever have you, to take care of us during these times, and to keep our spirits up and all that, and to really keep our heads up, to really to get our minds off of things that's harming us. And on top of that, with him spending his own money to charities, against the COVID-19 and other projects too, he is one of the greatest of all time. I'm gonna fast it right now. The Weeknd is the greatest of all time in the music business. From a guy who came homeless to where he's at right now, for getting his opportunity on the grandest stage of them all, on the halftime show for the Super Bowl. You don't get those type of things, out of the blue. That's a once in a lifetime thing that you can never, ever receive. And the Weeknd got that because the NFL, CBS, given that opportunity to do it. Of course, it was up to him, and I'm glad he made that decision. Fuck the Grammys. So, for everything that the Weeknd has done, the success that he got, a blessing, and I will always be a fan of the Weeknd. Now, that being said, the performance itself was great. It was all great. But would have been better, if the pandemic wasn't effective of this whole thing, would have been better if we would have seen Daft Punk show up, if we would have seen Ariana Grande show up, maybe even a Kenny G showing up with a chance to playing his saxophone or maybe his clarinet, because the list of songs that we got, maybe the reason why we got the list of those songs that we got is to get the ones that we wanted that could have been presented here. Maybe we could have gotten Ariana Grande appearance, where they could have done a duet of "Love Me Harder," and we're chance to Daft Punk doing their things with the Weeknd of "I Feel It Coming" and Starboy, because they're also part of that too. And we're chance to Kenny G, where he the In Your Eyes could have been added into there, but because he couldn't be there, and for obvious reasons too, because of the protocols of COVID-19, Weeknd had to do it all by himself, along with other performers too, unknown performers, that we don't know of. But they all did a great job. They all did a splendid job. They all did the parts, while the Weeknd carried it, with his 40-pound ruby red blazer. So imagine those appearances of Ariana Grande, Kenny G, and Daft Punk if the pandemic wasn't going on. But because that wouldn't have been perfect. But because of his performance itself, while we're in this pandemic, the Weeknd, he still nailed it. He nailed it right out of the park. He hit the field goal, or should I say, he kicked the field goal. So that was a touchdown. Oh God, I'm getting corny here with this. But those were the only a couple of details I want to bring up to, or since this whole thing, because again, this is a once in a lifetime opportunity that doesn't come around. So I'm glad that he capitalized on that opportunity to perform at the Super Bowl halftime show, because that is way bigger than any Grammy award show, and bigger than any Grammy award that the Weeknd, he's got 3 of them, but but he already latched out on Twitter and all that about his frustrations and all that, and boycotting and based on what he did on his music videos, Save Your Tears, taking a direct shot at the Grammys too and all, so yeah, the Grammys can go fuck themselves and go straight to fucking hell. But the point is, the Weeknd showed that he doesn't need to be part of the Grammy show. He doesn't even need the Grammys to make it, because he already did. He's already made it. So there you go. And props to Jennifer Lopez for being there at the Super Bowl, by the way. We're to watching the game along with her ex-boyfriend, A-Rod. During the time they were a couple until they broke up recently. But that's besides the point. The point is, Jennifer Lopez was there in support of the Weeknd, and she loved that performance too. She took like a selfie, whatever, a camera selfie, a video or photo, whatever. I'm pretty sure I saw a video of it and all. And Jennifer Lopez was either she did a selfie or A-Rod was just recording. Either way, Jennifer Lopez was really into it. So shout out to Jennifer Lopez for showing support to the Weeknd. And there are my thoughts about that whole review of the Weeknd's Pepsi Halftime Super Bowl performance, which I thought, again, all around from start to finish, great. The Weeknd deserves it, and rightfully so.